following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Ichiro Nakamura, ARS, and then there's these two fancy looking couple. They're young, they're in love, they eat lard. Brought to you by the British Lard Marketing Board.
Alright, Brendan, away you go.
Well, we have an interesting full-page advertisement this time. Say, this is terrific. Johnson's winking glue. Nothing keeps an eye shut like Johnson's winking glue. Have you ever been trying to give a sly wink only to find that both your eyes are embarrassingly wide open? The gals will be hopping mad at you if you leer at them with both eyes across the bar. And if you're lying about something and need a friend to play along, they'll never get the message if you can't wink properly. That's why you need Johnson's winking glue. Just a dollop on your fingertips is enough to keep your eyes shut all day long. And it safely washes off with acetone or rubbing alcohol. Try it today and you'll wink like never before. Nearly all good drugstores carry Johnson's glues. If you know the one that doesn't, please write us. Don't worry, darling, you didn't burn the beer. I like Ike and the creepy ginger boy apples return. Oh, Johnson's winking glue has been awarded the Good Housekeeping Guarantee Seal. All Johnson's products now carry this coveted endorsement, a powerful assurance to consumers of the safety and reliability of our glues.
Librarian convicted of deviancy. The Metropolitan College Library head, Librarian Joseph Podesta, has been dismissed for dereliction of duty by the board. Mr. Podesta has announced his inability to attend his place of work for the next 12 to 20 years as he will be in prison after being convicted of 12 deviancy and statutory rape charges and 2 murder charges. The sensationalist court case comes after 2 young college students investigated his private quarters below the library and found deviant sexual items and human remains. The LAPD quickly investigated the following month and soon had evidence that underage boys and girls had been engaged in sexual misconduct in the rooms, which only Mr. Podesta had the keys to. The remains to 2 unidentified men were also found. Assistant District Attorney and its lead prosecutor on the case said, "It is clear Mr. Podesta lured impressionable youths to his sex dungeon and engaged them in deviant practices. He has also evidently been involved in homosexual practices as a review of several men's ejecta has been recovered." Podesta broke down when the judge read the verdict, guilty on all counts by unanimous decision by the jury. He put up a fight when he'd been removed from the court, declaring, "I never touched a student. It was only the men. We are people too. We are people too." Podesta confirmed, being cross-examined, that he had been a member of the Communist Party of America in his younger days. The investigation is still on for the previous librarian, Francine Linadora, who disappeared in 1947. The LAPD confirmed that Podesta is a suspect in her disappearance. Enzo... Oh my god, Amagisio? ARS.
Librarian honoured with plaque.
Right after that one.
The students of Metropolitan College gathered for a commemoration service for missing librarian Francine Leonidor, a beloved figure in the college. One former student, Adam Huxley, now an accountant, reminisced. She was always a welcome sight, very, very strict. Insisted on silence, but she taught us so much in the short time she was on staff. In Ezio
Oh my god!
It is all I need.
Time as well. So the harder a wife works, the cuter she looks. Okay. Oh god, what is
Yeah.
what is the caption? Gosh, honey, Oh my gosh, honey, you seem to thrive on cooking, cleaning, and dusting, and I'm all tuckered out by closing time. What's the answer? Vitamins, darling. I always get my vitamins.
Vitamins.
Vitamins for pep. Pep for vitamins! Asterisk, and then there is no actual indication.
I cut that.
I like it's Kellogg's. Yeah.
Kellogg's Pep. Nigger banned! And nigger is actually not quite quote marks, single quotes. The First Amendment came under fire this week as Congress passed the Communications Integrity Act to the Senate. If it makes it through the Senate and is signed into law, the freedom of the press to print stories as they see fit for the betterment of the people will be infringed upon. Criticism of the government and political figures would require approval from a government-appointed body. In addition to several racial terms will be added to the obscenity lists such as nigger, wop, dago, coon, darky, and ginny. The Associated Press has protested, proclaiming correctly that a free and unencumbered press is essential to impartial reporting and a constitutional part of the checks and balances on state and federal government. Rightly so. Iowa Schweitzbaum.
Man vs. Automobile cancelled! The ABC game show Man vs. Automobile has been cancelled after the first disastrous show. A post-primetime game show aired live and featured contests of strength as contestants tried to out-wrestle an automobile. Set up as a reverse tug-of-war where a man would push against an auto and see which could drive the other back past a predetermined point first. The first contest ended with the show as the automobile easily pushed over the man and he got caught up under the front wheels. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The show promptly went off the air and ABC has stated it will not continue. Upon reflection, wouldn't the car always win? Jan Springer.
First annual pageant declared. Everything has an expo in the modern world, and now beauty shall take its place amongst them. The first annual Miss America pageant will be held in the coming months to determine whose beauty is most representative of us all. And to those who already landed a man, a Mrs. America shall also be crowned. The contestants will be judged on their appearances, grooming, and inner sweetness. Donald Goldman.
Inner sweetness, I should apply for that.
Yeah, Roxanne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it is inner sweetness.
Way inner.
Deep down somewhere.
Deep. Very deep.
Deep. Challenger deep.
Moles results. The season is kicking off in a stunning matchup. Game of the week. Pale Faces defeating the Slowpokes in overtime with the backup tortoise. Squeaking into the win to set the tone of the year. In other results, Shellers defeated the Sliders, the Tossers defeated the Supers, and the Clackers drew in double overtime with the Wildcats. 2 injuries in play. Which Wildcats were?
Go Wildcats!
Even the frickin' Bulls have Wildcats.
Wolves have 2 Wildcats.
Yeah, that's what I go. Which Wildcats was it?
Philadelphia.
Alright, thank you. Yep.
They really like Ike in this newspaper.
Well, it ties into that bit earlier where it said it's like you got to have an impartial press or the whole thing's for shit. There's nothing but Ike. I like Ike-ads through the whole thing. Also consumes a bunch of room so I don't have to write articles.
Street races take lives. A new fad amongst the rebellious youth was claimed a victim. Street racing. A hip new trend that has the local ne'er-do-wells saying, "That's for me." Attracted by the speed and excitement of automobile racing, these would-be cool cats try to play the Big Daddy cool, and then take to the roads of your town in their own vehicles. And boy, do the young ladies seem to like it quite well. But there are downsides to this new bethrillment that the youths had not considered. First, the endangerment to others on the roads, or pedestrians. Little consideration is granted to others by these cool daddies, who ill consider that a young child might stray into way whilst playing. Moreover, some of these would-be racers purloin their vehicles. Why risk your own auto when you can risk others? Finally, The risk to themselves. Last night, in an illegal street race, a local high schooler lost his life. Jonathan Pizzelli, 35. Yes, yeah.
That's a reference to how in those old movies from this era,
Yeah.
high schoolers were played by fucking 40-year-olds with bald spots.
Lost control of his vehicle and collided with a parked car, which caught fire. Well, there were cars from those eras, so... Both vehicles were consumed in the blaze, which took his life. The police have listed the death as accidental, as the young high schooler obviously did not intend to lose control of his automobile. In the wake of the tragedy, many are asking what is to be done about this new fad sweeping the youth. Some legislators have suggested lowering the speed limit by 20 across the board. Others have suggested banning automobile ownership. Both suggestions have been denounced as communism. And rightly so. And those responsible for the suggestions have appeared before the House Committee on Un-American Activities. Ted Sothersby.
Only.
Look, it's my fantasy world, and if it's not going to be the most dystopian thing I can manage, I'm going to create and engineer a perfect society.
Reading this article, the first thing that pops up in my head is like a 4.5-year-old young Tom Fury. It's just be like, wow!
String of fires stopped. A string of intentionally set fires across Los Angeles has finally been brought to a close. So Los Angeles Police Department Arson Division, concluding an investigation which has been going on for 5 years with the death of prime suspect Darren Litchfield. 24 detectives involved in the case from its inception, Detective Aaron Butler and Detective Cole Wilson, reportedly tracked the firebug down to his lair, a maintenance room in the municipal sewer system, and engaged in a prolonged firefight with Litchfield, ending in his death. Litchfield has been setting fire since his teenage years, says the LAPD boy. He was a twisted boy, they added. Litchfield, anyone who sets fires, is the worst kind of criminal. Fire is a horrible way to die, and the pyromaniac is the worst kind of murderer. Detective Butler disclosed the shooting of the young criminal closes the book on a case which has spanned 2 decades and killed 3 people. Nicholas Archer.
Mr. Truman's war gets worse. Korea continues to get worse. As red communist forces spring out of seeming nowhere, like ants, and it seems proving a match for South Korean forces aided by President Truman's unilateral declaration of support. Tens of thousands of United States soldiers have been injured and thousands killed in the war, which seems to have no end. As a result, President Truman's popularity has waned considerably, and despite the change to term limits, it may not avail him come November. With Eisenhower promising to pull American troops out of what he calls a war we ought not be involved in and have no business interfering in that matter. It has been announced that Minister Eisenhower will be making a personal visit to the battlefield later this year. Anthony Pinatelli. Forward with Eisenhower and Nixon. Let's continue. Peace, prosperity, and progress. Oh my God, that's a good picture of Eisenhower and a scary one of Nixon.
Yeah, well, the artist was challenged with trying to make Nixon look less corrupt.
Yeah.
And that
Notice how they actually did that before a certain scandal, then afterwards they really exaggerated like the jowls and the negative
beady little eyes.
Yeah.
Get me those guys that do the Jews.
It's like-
Get me those.
Oh, I know what you mean. Those really awful. There's propaganda.
Whereas beforehand they're like, let's try and make him look like a little bit of Cary Grant and Gregory Peck in there if you can. Try, guys, try.
Try, guys, try.
So from 40s to 50s.
Right. Now we're going to get double kill.
Where's the music coming from?
A passing car?
Okay.
Well, where to now?
I don't know.
Let's read the first 2 articles again, then. They're the only ones that matter.
Do you think them strange lots could have anything to do with it? He's only been here as long as we have, though, surely.
Wouldn't this be about the time Crowl robots turn up? I don't know what.
That was the 60s.
I'm a bit hazy on history, sorry.
hopefully Al can re-pinpoint our new location. We need to hunt down the son of a bitch who's doing this, though. He got away.
We need to at least get to the army base too and get our gear back.
You think they still got it after 5 years? I think they broke most of it.
We might still have some of it. We can't exactly take any chances.
Huh?
You're not getting it back.
Yeah, that's the thought, yeah. Look, I think we need to lay low until Al gets hold of us. Look, 'cause any person we meet, anything we interfere with is going to mess with time again, and then a whole new time period. And then we're going to have that guy coming down on us for interfering with
The second time.
the 50s now.
Do we want to get close to the city or get close to the base?
Maybe stick near the base. Maybe we might get to see these strange lights that were mentioned when it gets to night time.
You know you guys are in LA, right?
Yeah.
And as
LA is not
I
in
do.
Nevada.
Yep.
they're sending a team to.
For us to go, we would have to get on the base, but
Well,
or at least
ambush them when they
ambush
leave.
them as they leave.
But we don't actually know if we want to go to Nevada.
That's the thing. Is
It's back home, but we don't know if he's going to start
yeah.
more trouble here.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Just change clothes.
No, just going through a bag. People are allowed to go through their property. It's not sus. You're on my side in this, aren't you, Brendan?
Well, I mean, no.
So yeah, unless anybody has any other ideas, I say we lay low until Al contacts us. Works out we've jumped another 5 years, and
Staying close to the base could be a good idea. It seems to be a hotbed for all this kind of stuff that he's pulling.
Is there any blood trails?
No? No, except her.
Al, thank you. Yeah, to be honest, they probably would have got buried when I buried the explosion.
And then the explosion.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you still have the Geiger counter, or
No, that was taken apart. All of that stuff was.
Yep.
And the scope.
I wonder if slightly
And Roxanne's
older Al is here on the base.
Here's your gun back. Thank you.
I wonder if slightly older Al is here on the base. Like young Al, but 5 years
5
older.
years old.
Could still be at the same base. The colonel could still be here. He never actually answered his questions. I'm sure he's pissed about that.
I mean, but how is that useful? Do we?
Because if we talk to younger Al who's met us 5 years ago, it will trickle through to future Al, and then he'll know to contact us here.
Also, we could give him a date and time.
Yeah, so he'll know where we are because we told him about it. Oh, never mind.
Oh, they're very hard to see. He's actually like really fuzzy.
You're hard to see as well.
If our calculations are correct, you should be in the 50s now.
1952.
Good. Everything went exactly according to plan.
June 22nd or 3rd, maybe.
Excellent. So all you need to do now is make your way to Nevada and stop the entire city of Cold Rock's not happening.
That would be a big one, I guess.
What about this perp that we were chasing? He's here with us, but he got away.
Ziggy says there's an 86% chance he is also behind this Nevada thing.
He must go from here to there then.
He may be getting desperate that he needs to wipe out
Everything.
everything to stop us from his master plan, whatever it
We
is.
keep stopping him in every corner. Well,
All you have to do is make it to White Sands, a small town in Nevada.
Guess we're becoming army recruits then.
Well, that you mean we're ambushing army recruits,
We're
right?
taking the truck.
And the uniforms, just in case.
Are you alright?
He's gone.
Right.
I think there might be a time limit on this thing of his. We should probably get going quickly.
Well, yes.
Well, the convoy is not supposed to leave until a date, but we don't know whether the paper was yesterday or today.
Well, I mean, it could have even been a few days old. It just
Yeah,
blew
in
up
the
against my
evening,
leg.
after sundown.
We're still close to...
Extra lights in the desert on the way. Current paper. This is the paper that's
I was just gonna say, are we close enough to see the base? Because we could just check and see
Yes.
if there's any build-up at the east gate.
right over there.
Is there a build-up of trucks or anything at the east gate?
There is a truck.
That
Single
looks like-
undefended truck, and there's just like a couple of soldiers lined up by it as the sun begins sinking.
Sundown, that's when it leaves. We need to move.
We either take the truck from there or wait till it gets further away from the base so we're not seen.
We could just wait for it to leave the
The less
secure
people
base.
that see us, the better.
So,
And
which
I know
way
for
is...
some of us, that's very hard.
Sorry. Which way is it going to turn? This way or the other way?
Anyone got a map?
I don't know how you get to Nevada from here, except I know that it's east.
The modern map of Los Angeles.
I imagine.
Well, if we knew what road they were going to go along.
Coach Road.
The old Coach Road. That goes out to the hills near the residential development.
Sounds like a good place for an ambush. It's a development, so after dark we won't have much people around.
That's an out of character part.
You know, it's just funny to imagine it not being.
Francine would never fart. That's just come on. That's a Derek thing.
Sometimes in the soundtrack of my mind, I just add farting noise.
Makes everything better.
In my mind, whenever Derek does something cool, he's just imagining that Battlefield soundtrack that's just farting. Yeah, that's amazing.
Piece of audio creation.
Well,
Well,
we now know what that road is, so we go and we have a damsel in distress lying in the road. They're going to not need to stop for or something, but then what do we do with 7 soldiers and a driver? Where they're not immediately going to go back to the base and report, oh, we got hijacked.
And it's just like,
We'll be way
we
back.
beat them up, we take all their uniforms off and dress up like them, and then we splash a bunch of alcohol and put some porn mags around them so they're too embarrassed. Or if they do tell them, they'll be like, "Sure you were, Rummy!"
and we're not like once we're gone, we're on the road and gone.
Yeah, they'll have a hard time catching up to us, at least until we get where we're going, and they probably wouldn't
We
assume
can
we're
tie them
going
up
to the
and
same
take them
place.
with us. So they're still going there.
If they're supposed to still go there, then sure.
I could keep them unconscious. That's not a problem.
How are you going to fit into a soldier's
Wait.
uniform? Really?
I have an idea. It's a little.
You're sassing me now?
It's a little scandalous, but
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
well, perhaps some lovely ladies were sent as a going away present to accompany them down to Nevada to say thanks for the country.
No, they're going to just look at the lights, aren't they?
We don't know.
So better to capture
Well, I
them.
mean, it mentioned it said there's only a small number of soldiers.
But
So.
wouldn't it be better just to capture them, knock them out, and take their place, or
Yeah.
just drive? I think
I
bring
think-
them along. We keep them unconscious, and then
I think bringing them along's better because they're probably supposed to be there.
It's less
That's the
changes
thing.
to the
and
timeline.
then when we get there, we splash them with alcohol,
And we just disappear.
porn mags, and leave it there.
And how are we getting alcohol and porn mags when none of us is 21?
I'm 21. Actually, what is her
At
exact
least.
age? Hang on.
And
And
I look
and
older than 21.
he can look
Well,
any age
yeah.
he wants, so we can do this.
Ah,
Born in
days?
89.
Though?
If he's got a full-grown beard and looks like an old man and goes in and buys something, are they going to ask him for ID?
I thought in this era they asked for ID for every purchase of alcohol and porn, but
I've never been asked for
We're not used
alcohol.
to the 40s.
well, this is the 50s.
It's gonna be the same thing.
Well, I must be misinformed then.
Well, if he's so old that
We'll just hit a gas station on the edge of town. Ain't nobody there give a shit.
If
Okay, if
there's a
we've
town,
got time, then sure.
They'll just be happy we ain't robbing them or something.
Okay, and then I suggest
No robbing them.
that we split the group in two. Half of us go and get the alcohol and porn mags, but the rest go to the intersection of Coach Road, just in case the thing leaves before you can get back, so that we can at least still stop them.
I thought we'd all stop the truck and then pick the stuff up that we need later on.
Yeah,
It'll delay us.
we've got a bit of a long drive.
I'm with Bonnie on this one.
We
can't afford to let one of them get away.
even
Yeah,
if we,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, but if we don't get the alcohol and porn, that was just an idea. We can, if we come across something on the way through, we can pick something up.
We'll have to stop for gas at least
So,
14 times.
but we need to
probably.
all be there to capture them. It'd be easier. At least we can do something. We can have a damsel in distress. You can be something there.
And the more
I
people.
can have someone else invisible. You can stop the truck. We can do something. We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
I'm sure if we can get the truck to stop, Roxanne can stop it from going anywhere.
That's right.
I can.
I think having as much people there as possible is good. It stops it from getting messy if there are mistakes, and nothing has to be lethal.
See, good. We're all on the same track.
I should be able to affect the ones all in the back.
We want to keep them
Since I
unconscious.
don't answer to any of you, I'm going to go buy the booze.
We'll meet you, and I'll pick a tram. Who's got the best tactics? We should pick the best
Who's
spot.
got the best tactics? Is not an in character.
No,
thing you
that's
can
an
say.
out of character. Because they'd be like,
Okay.
and then whoever's got the best tactics can pick an ambush point.
Don't have tactics.
Because it sure shit ain't gonna be me.
You don't? Do you
What would it
no,
be
you
in
probably
this?
wouldn't. No. Okay, that makes some sense.
It'd be something I wouldn't have.
Realistically, it should probably be Roxanne.
Unless it happens to be a charisma skill.
Because the only thing is, I'll have security, which is the only one that would be closest for me.
Which
wouldn't cover
this.
Oh, I do have
14 plus...
The Thanks New Zealand
idea.
Post, by the way, that
do.
thing I wanted
good.
to arrive
20.
last week still isn't here, and I really, really needed it tonight, so now you guys just don't get a thing.
20.
It's not a lovely waste of money. Yeah, okay, you pick a point. She'll fold her map up, tuck it back in her thing, and sashay off.
So it'll be... Yeah, it'll be a place on the road that's not far from the most likely place the truck will turn onto from coming from the base, but also somewhere that's in a bit of a dip, so that any buildings won't be able to see what's going on.
And before it gets
Just out
properly
of the
into
main-
residential, because then it could split out.
Well, yeah, just outside of town.
Stated most direct route,
Yeah, true.
which is what helps us.
So it'll be just out of town, where it goes out into the
Many fucking force!
into the desert, and where it dips down, so that there's
As
chance
much
of
cover as possible,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we hoof it out there.
Hi.
Sounds like some rolling didn't go so well.
Oh, went very, very well. Okay, you make it. You get there. You're all talented individuals with many powers. This shouldn't be... But with, like, knowing on a map where to go and following street signs, this should not be a challenge for you.
No.
Derek, can I get a roll?
11. Plus, I don't know.
Well, that's certainly a roll. I didn't need the numbers. I just wanted
Make me roll.
I just wanted to make it roll. Right, you arrive. Okay, so what this is you got this sort of like the road comes off the waterfront and into this like hilled region which is currently on the other side of it is being a residential development. There's like a mini industrial park on the front side of it. So actual traffic through here is not real great. And it goes through the hills like this in a snake, and then heads pretty much like onto a double thoroughfare. Once it leaves that thing into the residential development, straight line out of LA. It's like a straight road after that point. So you're somewhere in the hills, I'm guessing, setting up your ambush.
How big of an item can you be, Alvin?
I've
He
tried
once
being-
turned into a giant woman.
Can you be a big car? Or a small car? I know it sounds silly.
Things take a lot of time to practice. I would not be a very convincing car.
At a distance, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Well, sure, we can give it a go.
Roxanne stands behind you.
It's going to look like a shit car because obvious no windows or mirrors.
I'm curious what the concept here is.
Broken down car.
Help!
Attractive lady
Attractive
asks
lady.
for help.
Okay.
And we're picking Roxanne for this because she's got red hair and a flag jacket.
My little shorts.
Oh,
Right,
she's
so-
not wearing those right now because...
So you started just having the little shorts.
And we're not picking you
No, because
because your hair looks like from this time?
I can be behind where the truck will stop, and I can knock the ones in the back out. Hopefully, as many as I
What
can.
about
Or stun them
our
all.
stun them at
tag along
least.
here? She's very attractive.
What tag along?
She's
She's
still
not
off
here.
getting boozed.
She's getting the
She's getting
booze.
booze.
Yeah, but
You are.
yeah, no, but I'm just saying, yeah.
If she gets here in time, but we're going to have to make do with what we have if she doesn't.
If you want to, I could keep you visible as well to help cover.
Yeah.
Um,
My shooter can be non-lethal if it needs to be.
Jean, do you want to give your pistol to Jean just in case? I don't want to kill anyone, but again, if things turn bad, what? No, I'm sorry.
Just aim for the legs. You can patch them back up afterwards.
Yeah.
They just got to not be able to run away.
That's right. You're a marksman, aren't you? So you can incapacitate them. I can heal them. It's not a problem. It's only if they're going to injure one of us, or
Or escape.
that's if I can't knock them out, and if Roxanne can't keep the truck stationary, which I don't think she'll keep that there. What?
Nothing.
Jim. Go ahead.
Well, has anyone else got a plan? I'm just spitballing here.
No, I think it's a good plan. I'll give you some
I would have
pointers on
probably
the car.
suggested
Try and keep it looking authentic.
Alvin be something like a horse or something that's keeled over, because that's something you'd probably be more able to
I
replicate
can actually
than
do
a car.
horse.
Then do horse. I was just.
That'll work too. No glass on a horse.
Hopefully
I
not.
love how that's the limiting factor.
Well, you hope there'd be no glass in the horse.